Hi folks, for one last time this week we have our last Baratheon game in the 8 Regents tournament. As you can see, this is the game between Stelios and Emils. It's the only one remaining and we already have 5 victories, so no pressure. Here we have won the match, but any game of course is useful to win. So let's see, game has started. Let's see what the players have prepared for us. So Emils playing Tyrell, Valyrian Steel. We're starting with the Nope Throne. And Stelios is playing Bara Watch with some builders, which is fascinating. So I'm sure we'll see the wall at some point if the Iron Throne allows that. Let's see what's happening. Yeah, so we did name the wall. And that could be annoying, I guess, here for Stelios if the wall is the win condition for this deck. Yeah, the economy that relies on summer plots, and we have the Jousting Pavilion with some knights in play, including Lynn Corbray, who can defend a lot and attack. And we have Brandon's Gift in a Baratheon deck, which is a nice touch. Yeah, honestly, I can't say from memory now which builders cards are loyal, basically, so I don't know what this deck can theoretically include. For 2 knights, which locations you control, that means there'll be some out of action locations coming in, and we have Rimegate, which can save something. Not a bad call against Tyrell with their political disaster. And Craven on Lynn. And already all 3 icons on Shadow Tower Mason. Yeah, how to get around this Iron Throne is the question. That's going to call the wall every round. Or maybe the game can be won without it. Seems like this one can even be defended with Halder. Ah, okay. In the Name of Your King stops it altogether. That's one we don't see very often, and it's shuffled back immediately. Which increases the target's strength. But he stays standing to defend military, presumably. So no damage done for Emils in round 1. Yeah, I think we'll see. So we're seeing intrigue, and then it's possible to do power with the strength increase, but there is no claim here, so Stelios takes dominance. Yeah, things would look pretty good with the wall in play right now. Okay, exchange of information. Looks like it's getting 3 cards. Oh, only 2. No locations in there. And we have Brand the Builder, which can find the wall. However, wall keeps getting blocked. Yeah, definitely a nice agenda, this Valyrian Steel. We saw one in the final of the Worlds, the Baratheon version. It used to be pretty crazy. You could draw 3 cards just by playing the low cost attachments. Basically, okay, you have 75 cards, but you draw way more than those extra 15 if you build the deck correctly. Now it's just 1 in the marshalling phase, and then you can use the agenda, get the extra card in challenges potentially, or with Water Dancer Sword you can get ambush and then another phase. So still pretty strong. It's just basically a good stuff deck with an attachments package. And we have 2 copies of that agenda in Baratheon as well, to be used at some point. Army of Chads coming into play here for Stelios. 4 gold left. I wonder if that was going to bring in the wall. And we have Dolores Ed defending the Intrigue Challenge. Is it worth using Halder here? I think with Water Dancer Sword available, it's going to be difficult to win on defense. Yeah, so we would need another 2 triggers for Halder, but running out of attachments it seems. There's only 1 more location. Fair enough, making Emils spend that surprise immediately. Okay, and of course defenders can still be declared. Yeah, nice to do that in the first action window. Oh, okay. Well, I'll continue my recording anyway, just to get the full collection. I've recorded all the Baratheon games that were played this week, except for those 2 that the players didn't want to have streamed or recorded. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't look like there will be much power gained either way here. Or maybe there will be, so Sir Colin gets some power from Lady Sansa's Rose. Usually there is 1 copy, so it's not the safest place to put power. What did we find for Brand the Builder Ocean Road? Okay. Yeah, all the characters out of action here. Maybe the wall is already in hand. Or maybe that's what he was searching for, but of course it's a top 10 search, so no guarantees. And this is one I don't think Stelios will allow Emils to win on defense. Without the wall, the power challenge of course is the one that matters. Now let's see, Abandoned Stronghold gets you a huge strength increase for the number of builders, and as you can see it's all builders here. So if Emils keeps calling the wall, which I suspect he will do, then the stronghold will be entering play. And that, yeah, goes a long way to winning a single challenge of Stelios' choice. Yeah, decisions. Might be resets incoming as well, of course, for builders. You don't have the Night's Watch draw here in this deck. Some of that draw, of course, is loyal. So I don't know how comfortable Stelios is with resets. Forced March. That's gonna trade 2 characters for the Shadow Tower Masons. And we have Supporting the Fate on the other side. Actually, I did have a look at the first draft of this deck that Stelios is playing, so let's have a look what the plots are. Okay, won't spoil it for you. Should see all of them played, since this is a fairly slow game. Alin, of course, is character that kneels quite easily for this because he has the stand, especially a second player. But he is reduced to defending in this game because of the Craven, so cannot attack. Some connection problems. Hopefully gets resolved soon. Okay, looks like we are back. So the 2 characters net and going into the draw phase. Now decision. Let's see if Abandoned Stronghold is named this time. No, going for the wall, that makes sense, I think. So he's going to block that. I think with the wall in play now, Builder's deck doing its thing, yeah, Stelios would have a good chance. But even so, it's 3-3 after a couple of rounds. And now the missing icons, of course. Would be nice. So we have an intrigue icon in hand with Dolorous Ed. I think there's also some practice blades in the deck. And just marshalling gold at result. Right, so he works whenever he enters play. Grabs another Ocean Road. And 3 gold going to waste here because of supporting the Faith. Okay, Randall Tarley protected now. Does he have a way to stand is the question. So with Jousting Pavilion he could if he had the Knight trait. And the question also if there is zero cost attachment in hand, because you can use the agenda, put that into play and gain the gold for the Water Dancer sword. I think Knighted costs 1. Okay, no wall to protect, so Stelios just going for the challenges now. And Abandoned Stronghold will work on Dolorous Ed. Doesn't need to be a builder character. So I think the plan is the same. He's going to defend power first of all, and then military he cannot, I don't think. So this should work with just Halder, I think, here, without spending the Abandoned Stronghold. Goes back to hand, and decent reserve now with that Maiden opening. On the other hand, Emils has a few extra cards here that will be going to waste. And this one will be defended with Abandoned Stronghold. Now the question is, can you leave a character standing for dominance? And it seems like you can. Just about with that Sir Albert. That's surprisingly good ability against this particular deck. And enough to win dominance as well. Slightly low on economy here, but there is another ocean road in hand, and Brandon's Gift does work a little bit in this deck. Yeah, the negative attachments are a bit of a struggle here, because of the Night's Watch characters only go on all Tattersalt really. Now what does the Valyrian Steel deck do in terms of a reset here? First now would lose this power, Morghulis as well. Yeah, just going for a plot that potentially can gain some more power. And we have the Smith on the other side. Too late, unfortunately, to kneel the Iron Throne. And yeah, one of the locations can kneel before the Smith gets it. And then the other one should be nailed here. And the Jousting Pavilion will not be nailed because it does need to be standing. And of course Harder needs the Night's Watch attachments here for his own ability. Marjorie. Yeah, useful in that math that we saw in the previous round. And a little bird on Randall Tarly, so that's the one challenge where slightly more chance of pushing it through, although not against the Abandoned Stronghold. Still now knighted, so he cannot stand just with the location, but he can of course with Marjorie and yeah, his own ability doesn't even need the courtier here. Veteran Builder can give you a second use of Abandoned Stronghold, which currently would be 6-5 after the builder is gone. So quite a lot of strength, and we have the second Craven here now on Randall Tarly. Difficult to do any kind of damage. Now Sweet Sleep of course does take care of the negative attachments. I'm sure there is one copy, but yeah, 51 cards left, so how can you expect to draw that? And let's have a look at this again. So you need to win a challenge in which a knight is attacking or defending alone, and then a lord or lady can gain power. That would be maybe Randall Tarly, because he's the only one protected with a bodyguard. So if Stelios doesn't want that, he needs to defend everything. Sure, the strength increase is coming, but of course with Stronghold that increases Sir Talbert as well, so you need to be careful about that. Yeah, how badly does Stelios want this one? I think with Abandoned Stronghold, to give it +6 would be enough. Or would it be enough? Not against Marjorie. So maybe let this one go. So currently 13 against 10. And here comes Marjorie. And Defiance for a second use, nice. Yeah, not worth investing the other Stronghold trigger with Veteran Builder here. But it is a lot of power given away. Still none of it on the faction card. Spoiler, no more ghoul is coming, taking Halder's dupe. And here we go, there is a sweet slip. That stops Craven. And Lyn is a knight, so he too can trigger the plot. And he's going to try the power one as well. So 13, and that could go up to 18, I think, with Marjorie and another trigger of his own ability. And I don't think this can be defended. Yeah. So finally some power on the faction card. And this was a huge round all in all. Got 3 triggers from the plot. And Lady Sansa's Rose. And Outkeeper now to search for something. Beric. I guess the important one now would be to get the power challenge back, but can it be done? Let's see. Should be 12 on defense, or 13 even. Yeah, maybe attack with everything. That would be just about enough. No, just taking dominance. Yeah, bad one here for Stelios, and there could be more to come. Could be a second copy of this, or there could be a tourney for the king. And here it is. So the Harris will reduce the board to these three probably, and another two coster, for instance this Mera or the courtier, and that leaves still a couple of knights and barrack in hand, and the gold to play him, I think, just about. Although more useful, I guess, would be a couple of the smaller knights. Drawing the builders. And he did find three of them. Now let's see if the Brandon's gift can allow him to play them out. Eastwatch Carpenter was the last one. And going for Grizzled Miner instead. And the Craven that should go on Sir Talbot, presumably. No, on Colin. Alright, Sir Talbot has no attachments except weapon. One gold left. And now let's see. 3 knights would be pretty good here. If it's just barrack, that's not that great. Yes, there was enough. So it's 8 cost worth of stuff on the board. So he did have room to pick the courtier as well, so not sure why, how that happened. So misclick from Emils, and that could be important. Knight of Flowers. Now we do know that a bunch of attachments went back to hand, so Little Bird is one of them for sure. The Water Dancer sword also in hand. But really what you're looking for with this plot is to attack with everyone at once and win a single challenge, rather than just attack with the Knight of Flowers alone. And it seems very difficult for him to have enough strength here to win a challenge against the builders. So these are all builders, which means Abandoned Stronghold is +7 to any challenge. Slightly dangerous here to play around with this, so Little Bird and Knight of Flowers defends. Then if there is a Lady Sansa's Rose, that's a lot of power. Just the one. And this one can be defended with both of these and the Halder trigger, which then forces Marjorie to kneel, I think. And that means Emils is out of cards to attack with. Okay, just the one. And letting it through. And surely this time yep. Trying to get the Craven back. Okay, so he wins dominance. And last two plots remaining. So now the question is if Emils has to reset himself in some way. If he has Compelled by the Fate, that I think pretty much wins the game for him. But if there is a reset that forces him to lose some renown, and it's trade routes for the gold against confiscation. Now that should be taking probably the Little Bird away. And it does. Okay, plenty of gold this time, so Beric and whatever else is in hand. Now it is possible to play Silisi in a Baratheon deck, of course. Feels like we've been watching a Night's Watch deck here. But yeah, I think we won't see that many surprises here for Stelios. It's just the builders and the wall, mostly in this deck. Yeah, seized on the Iron Throne. We're in round 6, so how many wall triggers would that have been? Yeah, he would need quite a lot of them actually to get close to winning the game. But yeah, all the characters of course would have +1 strength as well. And here comes the non-kneeler, so he desperately needs a Craven. Protecting the Knight of Flowers, and still Beric is in hand. Traitor to the crown. Stops him doing the power challenge. Yeah. No icon on Green Apple Knight, so limited options. And just in case you were wondering, there is no seized in this particular deck, so no way to get around the throne. Nine strength military, just the one character. Defended. And now all the resources will go for sure in defending this power challenge. And actually on this occasion Emils doesn't even bother. Yeah, there's nothing to do, there is just Adri, so Knight of Flowers has Traitor, Sir Colin has Craven, and of course no icon here. So just defend it, and the question is, can Stelios push the power challenge through himself? Because it's currently 12-6 and 11-7 would look a little bit better for sure. And then we would have 1 or 2 more rounds where he could try to do the same. Plots coming back, we have chances of another name tourney or tourney for the king. And on the other side, the best we can hope for here is Dohaeris, which doesn't get rid of a lot of renown because it's on small characters. But one plot, of course, still a mystery here for Emils, so I'm sure Stelios hoping for that to be Morghulis. No chance in my opinion in a Knight's deck. Now defending this with 6. And seems like with Marjorie should be possible to defend it even against any strength increase. And that's unfortunate. So it's actually 13-6 now. And this is the last chance where the game can turn around if this plot is in some way unfavorable. The hair is on himself. That's not going to hurt that much. Should keep these 3 with most of their power with time running out, otherwise you would go for the knight even. And unfortunately, Late Summer Feast even enables the vineyards here for Emils. Sir Garland, he can increase claim. This looks a bit like a Targaryen card with his text, and I think this is enough, even just passing here. Well, passing, doing a couple of challenges so that time runs out should be enough to win this one. Yeah, good effort here for Stelios, but that Iron Throne, I don't know what the plan was here, or I should say what the expectation was. What was it trying to block here? I'm guessing he wasn't expecting the wall in the Bara deck, but maybe there was a specific purpose, or maybe just including it because it's a great card. And then you improvise depending on the matchup. Even, I guess I would say I find it even more annoying to play the core Iron Throne against Baratheon, because forcing them, of course, then to fight for dominance. Yeah, must have had the wall all game basically. If there was some way to nail this before marshalling. Yeah, probably C is this another answer, but again, relying on luck a little bit with a 75 card deck, although it draws pretty well, as you see. It's no longer 15 cards behind, although this is not exactly accurate because of the Chouliaras and Isle of Ravens plays there. And Stelios not going to give him the satisfaction of winning by getting to 15 power here, so it will be 1 on time. I think. Let's see. And no longer super strong now, the stronghold. Okay. So that's 14, but still not enough to win by getting to 15 power here. Yeah, good game. Stalled it until the last possible moment, but of course it was tough. It was looking alright at the midpoint, just defending. There was no power on the faction card at all, but that named a tourney is where Emils got a lot of power. And of course then that threat with tourney for the king as well. That was tough for Baratheon, but to be honest, we had this one won and no one really fancied Bara Watch in this tournament, so kind of got rid of that. Stelios taking the bullet on that one. And yeah, can't win them all. 5-2, and we knew that the two players we lost to would be tough. We had Stephen losing to Lannister here and Stelios now losing to Emils. Those were two of the toughest opponents in this particular match for sure. So all in all, happy with the start for Team Baratheon. So we'll be I hope that we'll be bringing you most of our games from next week as well. So if you've watched them all, thanks for that, and hope to see you next time as well.